Adésọjí ti dóde. Ṣeun Marcus ti dóde.
Ọdún ni wá àìṣàìmọ̀ fọlọ́kọ kẹrí wa kẹyọ mọ́ wa o ṣẹ̀ṣẹ̀ lọ́mọdé yọ̀ mẹ́yẹ o.
Adésọjí ti dóde. Ṣeun Marcus ti dóde. Adésọjí ti dóde o. Hábà Ṣeun Marcus ti dóde. Torí pé
Ọdún ni wá àìṣàìmọ̀ fọlọ́kọ kẹrí wa kẹyọ mọ́ wa o ṣẹ̀ṣẹ̀ lọ́mọ.
Orílẹ̀ tẹwà ní gbogbo àgbáláyé. We greet every one of you, no matter where you are, no matter the country you reside. Welcome to another great time on the African Portal Radio TV International. It's overdue, and we are putting on the spotlight on the African Portal, the African legend, African leader, talking about Africa, growth in Africa, and the things that we expect to happen in Africa in times to come. And that is why I have the great people in the studio with me, joining me across the globe. Like a month ago, we talked about the African Summit in Israel. And it's time for us to give you the feedback. This is a report, and this is a feedback from the team for us to know what is the way forward and for us to know what is the next step. All right, everyone, no matter the country you reside, no matter where you are, join me to welcome Pastor Olusegun Olanipekun, the man behind the vision on the African Portal Radio TV International. And also, I have with me in the studio, Professor Olusegun Ojo, one of the great leaders in our community here in South Africa, and doing so well in our community as well. And also, I have one of the friends of the house also connecting with us in the studio, Senzo. Thank you very much for your time on this broadcast this hour. And for those of you that you want to watch, it's live on the African Portal Facebook and also live on our YouTube channel. So go to the African Portal, watch it live, share, like, comment. Your comment is very important on this program because your comment is actually giving us a lot of energy. And also sharing it, you give other people to see it, and liking it, making us excited. So welcome to the African Portal once again. Let me use this time to allow my team to put on the spotlight Pastor Olusegun Olanipekun on the spotlight. Sir, I'm so excited to have you on this broadcast this hour. Thank you for the pleasure of your time, and welcome to the African Portal. I don't need to ask you to do any much introduction. Let's just go straight to the business of the day. Let's talk about the last summit, and let's talk about the outcome, and let's talk about how is it and how excited are you about the success of this summit. Let me first put you on the spotlight, sir.
Thank you very much, Mr. Oludare Olusegun, Africa Portal Radio, and thank you for having me again. Thank you for having all of us on the Africa leadership team that went up to Jerusalem, including those who are part of the group, part of the team, but they couldn't make it up to Jerusalem. I want to thank you all. Indeed, the 5th Africa Leadership Summit in Israel was extraordinary. We are grateful to God in many ways, and we are grateful to delegates who came out of Europe, out of America, out of East Africa, out of West Africa, out of Southern Africa, delegates with one passion, the passion to see a new Africa, the passion to understudy Israel, to understudy biblical Israel, modern Israel, and to see what we can learn for the upliftment of Africa. Uh, as you may know, many of us believers in Christ Jesus, we have read the Bible and we have secured the benefit, personal benefit for salvation of our souls. But now we're reading the Bible. In addition to the salvation of our soul, we're looking at answers for our nations, and we are looking at modern Israel, we're looking at biblical Israel. And I want to tell you that we are all excited. I will make mention of a few highlights before I pause so that you may ask questions or you may take contributions from other people on the platform. On the first day of the conference, the 31st of July, we were taken to Israeli Towers, one of the tallest towers, if not the tallest building in Tel Aviv. And we engaged with Israeli companies. We had delegates, professionals, um, um, present in that building on the tower. From that tower, you can see the Mediterranean Sea. You can see, most of Tel Aviv, and it was exciting to be there. But then uh, our host organized for us to meet Israeli businesses in different fields, in different endeavors, and they made presentation from morning like 9 a.m. We were there until about 3 p.m. And then we went on the same day to the Innovation Hub, the Startup Central in Israel. Startup Central is a wonder in the world because they are primarily solution based. They are not owned but supported by the government of Israel. They are not owned by the government. They are supported by philanthropists all over the world, and they love Africa. They want to share their technology with Africa. They want to share their business innovation with Africa, and they hosted us wonderfully well. Then we visited on the following day, I think it was the following day, we were at the Jerusalem municipality where we were hosted by the deputy mayor of Jerusalem. And that was wonderful. It was exceptional. We could hear, a passion for education. We could hear how they manage between East and West Jerusalem. We could see a government that is only 75 years old, but it's able to serve and to meet the needs of its people, whether they are Jews or Arabs. And our leaders were very, very encouraged by that. In our midst, we had midst of delegates, we had business leaders, we have professionals in various fields, in the field of agriculture, medicine, people in ICT, and we had politicians. We had lots of business people in our midst, and everybody was encouraged and excited. One thing I must tell you is the miracle of unity and oneness among our team, even though people came from our delegates came from 5 regions and eight, I think 10 countries. Now, you would think that we have been one member of one family for a long time. I believe it was the purpose that was before us that made us to be one and to be united in the pursuit of solutions to African problems. I also want to highlight the partnership that has been brewing between the Federation of Israel Chamber of Commerce and the Africa Israel Chamber of Commerce. The Africa Israel Chamber of Commerce is a fruit of the Africa Leadership Summit. From the first time that we convened in Israel, we began to create application tools to connect the sectors of our economy with Israel, because we see that they are global players, they are growing exponentially, and they are, everywhere in the world. And we wanted that for our people. So we proposed a partnership between the Federation of Israel Chamber of Commerce and ourselves, and they didn't hesitate. They were there again at this conference. They brought their business people, they made presentations, they opened up opportunities for us. And then we secured new partnership also with Heartland group of businesses who operate mainly in the heartland of Israel, not in Tel Aviv, not in Jerusalem, but in Judea and Samaria, the heartland. And because we are interested in community development, it makes sense for us to partner with this group that is not focused on big cities, but focused on developing their own local community. And we strengthen our partnership as well with the Jewish Agency. The Jewish Agency, some of you will know about their work, but I can expatiate on it if time permits. And I think that's my part, my own highlight for now. We came back excited. Many of the delegates are still connecting across the regions and celebrating the experience that we had in Israel, and bubbling with hope for the future of Africa.
Oh wow. Wow. Thank you very much, sir. I'm so excited to know about this. And I believe that you are full of excitement to have that experience. And I believe that the excitement will continue, and it will guide the team to make sure that everything that's discussed in this summit, we will apply it, because application is the proof of learning. So when we start applying it to day-to-day life in Africa and bringing the growth out of this great continent as well, that is when we know that, okay, we have had a summit, an African summit in Israel, and there is a progress. You want to say something, sir?
You can see that we are all bubbling with excitement. You can see Senzo there is eager to speak to the issues. But I want to point your attention to Professor Ojo. He is wearing the T-shirt, the conference T-shirt for this show today. You can see he's bubbling with excitement.
Wow.
So I just wanted to point your attention to that, so you don't miss that.
I'm really excited about this. Let me
At the back of that shirt is the map of Africa.
Wow. And this is beautifully put together. I'm so excited about this whole thing. I remember when we have the last conversation, I let you know that after the summit, I'm bringing you back so that we can distribute the excitement, the joy, the lesson, the whatever we get from there, we can distribute it to the four corners of this continent. And spiritually, we're going to do that on this program. We're going to speak to the four corners of this continent. Africa, is time for us to get it right. And the leaders have put themselves together. They have been in Holy Mountain and come back with the great excitement and solution to the African problem. Like I used to say, that the African problem need African solution. And that exactly is what this program is all about. And for those of you that you are connecting with us, thank you very much for the pleasure of your time. Please keep sharing it, keep liking it, keep talking about it. Let me quickly speak to, in Yoruba land, they say that Egun Lani Keyin Gbale, that is the biggest masquerade. Dance last. So let me allow Zenzo to come in. Zenzo, I'm so excited to see you on this program this hour. You are mute. Is it possible to unmute your microphone so that we can be able to hear you in the house? All right, Senzo. Senzo, thank you very much for connecting with us. You go back on music. Okay, okay. Please introduce yourself to the house.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Oludare. My name is Senzo, and I am part of the organizing team for the Africa Leadership Summit. I was also part of the group that visited Israel. It was really exciting. You know, Israel is really our friend. We were received with warm hands there. Many times when Africa visit other countries, you know, they are still looked at as junior partners, but Israel really received us as equal partners. They are looking forward, even as we speak now, they have indicated that already they are preparing, you know, the delegation of business people, the officials to come and visit Africa. This is how serious they are. This is how they've received us. We're really, really excited. These are the news that we want Africa to receive, that in Israel we have a friend, we have a partner that wants to give us solutions, that wants to work together with us as Africa to give solutions. It was really an exciting a moment that we shared with Israel. You know, in our visit there, we were able to connect with the different social partners. We were able to connect with businesses. We were able to connect with them, you know, politicians. They were very receptive to Africa and were very excited. I think for now I'm going to end there. This is just the message that I want to send, that I want Africans to know, that we have a real partner in Israel.
Wow.
Thank you.
Wow. Thank you very much for that. I really appreciate that. I'm so excited. In fact, I'm looking forward to be part of this team when next time you're going out again. This is so beautiful. All right, let me quickly bring Professor Ojo into this program. Prof, I appreciate you, sir. Thank you very, very much. Of which you represent and you bring us the great gift to let us see the cloth and the the beautiful and nice attire that the team put on in Israel. So, back in Africa, sir, how excited are you about the past summit, and what is the next stop from here?
Yeah, really, thank you very much. Our leader, Professor Pastor Olusegun Lanipekon, is our overall leader, and then it's really coordinated us well. And Brother Sensor actually is our the leader of the South African delegation, who were there, who took us there, and then of course the coordinator of a lot of things, you know, there. And it was really a great excitement to see how we went together from different places. Many of us were seeing ourselves for the first time, but you work together with this common purpose and commitment to see how what you can learn from Israel to provide African solutions to African problem. Um, Pastor Olanikwekun has mentioned, you know, our visit to the what they call the Isreal Tower, and then the um, Startup National Center, um, the Central National. You know, it's amazing to hear what's going on there. An outfit where thousands of people with ideas, you know, are being accommodated to release their ideation potential, and then being able to come up with, you know, a specific solution to specific problem. And when we saw the various industry players, be it in renewable energy technology, be it in the financial technology, be in the air technology, be it in agri-processing technology. and then water resource technology is very, very exciting, where we saw similar problem that's in Africa being addressed in Israel in a rather more adverse environment, climatically adverse environment. I remember when we went to the Dead Sea, the ground was like burning your feet. Some of us has to run back to quickly wear something, because it was so much there. Then security-wise, before I left, I joined a WhatsApp group. They call it Jewish Breaking News. So almost on daily basis, there are incidents. If you see the commitment of the security agents apparatus to make sure that whoever is in that environment, moves around, engage without any fear at all. That really excites me, that different thing we thought the whole of Middle East is burning thereabout. But when you're there, you see a band of people are committed to building a country regardless of the adversity of the environment, be it environmental security and so on and so forth like that. So I was really excited with the unity of purpose that we went, that our engagement is to learn as much as possible and come back to be able to provide African solutions to African problem. You are talking about what's the future? I mean, where are we projecting to? Of course, a pertinent question. We have spent a good 8 solid days in that place. Beside our conference, then turning around, seeing things for ourselves. How in the olden days they brought water using what they call water duct, from far, far, far place, to be able to make water available in that places where there's none. In Africa, we are blessed so much, either the inland waterways, rivers, big rivers, and everything, it's available to us. Only in place close to Sahel, what they call Sahel region, close to Sahara Desert, that's where we need a lot of irrigation to do, and God still bless us, River Niger, Nile River, and so on and so forth like that. So we have learned so much that in sitting down, there are concrete things that we've learned that we could borrow in partnership with the Israelis dealing with our energy crisis through by exploiting our abundance of potential for renewable energy, be it solar, wind, and so on and so forth. We learned of where they even harvest water from humidity around there. And in Africa, we have so much a conducive environment to be able to do similarly. The agri processing industries and agri establishments, we see that the Africa, we do not need to be importing so much food from all over the place that we have. Even at best, maybe importing, exporting, even intra-Africa, we could have full security. That's what we could see. In the hotel, wherever we go, in the hotel and everything, food will be in abundance. They don't restrict you what you can take, what you cannot take. It's just all over. Now, Africa, it can be like that. So I'm believing that our main organizing body, they have met, and will soon be mapping out strategy. How do we plow back what we have learned to advance our African agenda to provide African solution to African problem? Lastly, I must mention about what Pastor Lankwekume said about our visit to the deputy mayor. When we saw how they planned out, they gave us what we call like a map or a model of Jerusalem, how every piece of land, clear plan, well laid out. The same thing we can do in our cities, in Liberia, both big cities, towns, even villages, so that we have a master plan, for every resources that God has given to us, and so that we can efficiently, productively, effectively utilize them. We came back, we went with expectation, we went with curiosity, what we could learn, and we are back with really excitement
All right.
during our
Okay.
engagement. Thank you. Yeah.
Thank you very, very much, sir. Thank you so much. Bro Senso, I think you are going to be the judge of this conversation. If we should rate this summit, Bro Senso, what will you give to the team and to people that organize both in Israel and from Africa? Let's say we put it on 100%, what will percent be? Which ratio do you think this summit, we can say, okay, this summit this year is this rate? Please rate that for us. Let us know so that we will know if we have a pass mark or we have a credit or we have, please, Bro Senso, let us know. You are part of the team, so.
Yes, I'm not going to be tough to my group. I think I will give you 95%.
Wow.
That is what I'll give the team. Yes, because really I think I hope that those that were attending would be commenting, because I believe the visit there was very useful, both for the Africans as well as the Israelis. We have been getting comments, and nonstop, as Pastor Shagan was saying. Really, the relationships are to a different levels. Usually, when you take people to these kind of visits, you don't get the good relationship, but the unity that we see, cordial relations that we see between ourselves and our partners in Israel are just amazing. We're looking forward for them, when they come to visit Africa, to also do the same as they did to us. So I really believe that the team did very well. Thank you.
Oh wow! I like the fact that you mentioned that Africa is well received in Israel, and one of the things that I believe that I pick from this conversation and from every explanation that I listened to is that looking at Israel as a country, there are more Africans to learn from them, and there are more that we can import from here to them, and there are more that we can get from them to here. But one of the things that you mentioned is how they arrange their country and their people, especially in the area of security. Bringing this to Africa, what is the plan of this team to duplicate some of this idea into African system for us to be able to also say that no, 2023 we are in Israel and we saw all what is happening in Israel in security wise, food production and stuff like that. This is what we come back to do as well. And this is where we have by the time we are talking again next 2 years. Tell us, what plan did this team have in place? And I'm throwing this question open to everyone to make sure that we duplicate the idea that we derive from this summit in Israel to Africa.
So I did say in my opening statement that part of our application too for what we are observing, what we're learning in Israel, and in order to provide African solutions to African problem, we have established the Africa-Israel Chamber of Commerce to develop entrepreneurs, local entrepreneurs, and to link them also with Israel so that they can see the culture of entrepreneurship and they can learn from the Israelis who start small companies and then it goes global. And to see that if you nurse what you're doing properly locally in your own community, it can go global. So we believe that the African economy can be unlocked through entrepreneurship. We want to change the culture of entitlement where people are just sitting down and waiting for government to do something. We want to see an economy that is unlocked through entrepreneurship. So the Africa Israel Chamber of Commerce is one of our application to one of the ways we have responded to what we're learning in Israel. The second other thing that we've done is to establish what we call the Africa Agency. Now, beyond the government of Africa, we're bringing together a group of professionals, a group of elders who are able to observe what the Jewish Agency did for Israel before independence and even post independence. The Jewish Agency is still an active agency connecting Jewish globally beyond the Israeli government. And we see that that is a gap in African development. We don't have our diaspora plowing back into local economy. We don't have our professionals able to go back to the villages, to the towns, to the cities where they grew up and participate in development. Everybody wants to migrate to New York. Everybody wants to go to bigger cities for bigger opportunities. You've heard of the brain drain. But the Jewish Agency has shown us that unless you love your own land and you prioritize its development, nobody is going to help you to grow. Nobody is going to develop you. Anybody who tells you that they can help you develop, they are lying to you. They are only going to exploit you. Unless you take responsibility for the development of your own economy, it will not grow. And it's not just the international community that will exploit you, even your own local, your own government, your own national government will exploit you. For example, what I'm saying is Pretoria will exploit Bishop. Pretoria will exploit Mpumalanga. Abuja is going to exploit Ikinu and Onyo. Everybody has to take responsibility for the future of their community and make sure that it develops. And we are observing that with the Jewish Agency, and we are learning that that is the development paradigm that we need to embrace across the African continent. So there are other initiatives, and one of the things I should mention before I pause is that while we were in Israel, we called out a few professionals, civil engineers, medical doctors, people in the agri ventures to say, connect your track with Israel. We want to see your professional practice across the continent of Africa. We want you hooked, learning continuously from what is happening in Israel and using it to benchmark for your sector of society. And that sector, that the professional group is going to grow and making sure that some of the things that we have observed and learned in Israel will be applied locally and in the different sectors of Africa. Those are some of the things I may say to you now. Besides the agri people, the agribusiness people who are already buying and selling and importing and coming up with ideas of how they can also export local produce out of Africa through Israel to the rest of the world. All of those is happening on the Africa Leadership Summit platform, and it's
All
growing.
right. Thank you very much, sir. Pastor Shegu, you request that I should let you out by 20 minutes to 6. I'm so sorry about this, that I've take about extra 20 minutes of your time. Let me allow you, or do you still want us to continue together?
No, I think you can engage my colleagues. I think you can engage Professor Joe and engage Senzo Gumbi there. Senzo is the chairman of our planning committee. He can answer many questions on my behalf. There are many other people who have joined the platform who can share their excitement, their journey, what they experienced in Israel. You can check them up. I hope some of them did not leave while we delayed. Just check them up and
All right.
engage them. I'm going to say bye for now. Thank you very much.
All right. Thank you very much, Pastor Shego. I really appreciate you coming out to be part of this conversation. I see Grace Teresa, but Teresa, please allow your microphone and camera so that we can be able to allow you to the program. I see Rachel as well. Kindly allow your microphone and camera so that we can allow you into this conversation. Pastor Shego, thank you very much for coming out to be part of this great conversation. I believe in times to come when we invite you to be here, you will love to be here again. Thank you, and God bless you. Have a great day, and God bless you. The program is still continue as we are giving it live and direct in our studio here in Pretoria, South Africa. It is a great pleasure to have all these great leaders in the house so that we can be able to have the conversation together. And I really want to appreciate every single one of you that you are connecting. Please kindly share, like, comment, let this go viral. The more you share it, the more you give it opportunity to go viral. So please share it as many times as possible so that this program can go viral. Please keep sharing it, keep talking about it, let it go viral. Professor Joe, let's quickly go to the some of the questions already. We already deal with some of the questions, so I just have about one or two questions that we need to quickly look into before we now release the message of hope to the four corners of Africa and speak to this continent. This continent needs to receive divine lifting. The business of the Africa, things will not be the same again after this program. Things needs to change, and there must be progress as well pertaining this great continent, Africa. All right, so let's quickly look at the question that I have here with me on this program. Let's talk about, based with your experience in Israel and the what happened in Israel. Do you think that we should continue, or the team will continue working with Israel? If yes, tell us. You already explained to us some of the reason and some of the things that you see, but with what you experience in Israel, you see the future with Africa and Israel, and if yes, please tell us some of those future that you see and that you know that we going to enjoy together.
Thank you very much, program coordinator. Some of the things that we learned in our constructive engagement with our host in Israel, be it from the industry or the government or community leaders and city mayor and thereabout. Now, Israel is a very organized society, and our leader, Pastor Olanipekun, was having an engagement somewhere, and they made us realize that they want to do a lot of business with Africa. They've seen products that they don't have that would like to take from Africa into Israel. They've seen some skills, that we have which could be of use for them in Isreal. It's amazing that we to realize that they need our human resource capacity. They want to provide employment opportunity, consulting opportunity to Africans who have some skill base that could address some developmental challenge that they may have. Now, but they said, they were telling our leader that the challenge they have is that we are not organized. From the effort they have made in the past, they cited an example. We are saying, what do you mean by that? They said that they will be engaging somebody there from government or from industry. Say before you know, in the middle of engagement, the email, it will just cut off communication, and that was the end of it. The process will not be concluded. And they are wondering what. Two, it's important to know that Israeli want to have us as trusted partner, people they can trust. And the African Israeli Chamber of Commerce, as Pastor Olanipeku indicated, that was established, is to create a platform.
Sorry about that.
Okay. It's all okay. It appears some things getting on. Can only see myself now. Brother Sensor, are you still there? There's a disconnection.
You can continue, sir.
Great. You are back. Okay.
We are here.
Now, I mentioned that the firstly is a very organized society, and so are the business people. They are committed to their development of their society.
Recording in progress.
They are committed to the development of their country. They are committed to provide solutions to the various problems standing in their faces. These spirit of commitment, we can learn from them. We need to love Africa for what Africa is and what you can develop it to be. And we need to realize that nobody.
So what I'll do is I'll start that and then select the webcam.
Nobody outside Africa
we can do the audio test right now, actually.
Will come and provide solution to the African problem.
Be able to hear.
It's we, but we need to be committed to doing this.
So then I was thinking.
Now, the AICC, the African Israeli Chamber of Commerce, that Pastor Olusegun mentioned about, is to create a platform whereby whoever wants to engage with Israeli partner is somebody who can vouchsafe of his integrity, business integrity, morality, and everything like that, and who is committed to seeing through whatever engagement engagement they have with the Israeli partner there. Now, this commitment to what they want to do, unalloyed commitment in the pursuit of an idea of developing their nation, is a thing that we need to plan into our own spirit as Africans, that we can do likewise.
Yeah. It's usually recorded in one. Oh, it should be. Oh, yeah. I see what you mean. It should be this. The main
one. Sorry, there's a background, something.
Everyone. We should play some music.
I think it's from your side. That's what I'm trying to. I think it's from your side.
Is that?
I I could share. What's that thing? Share sound. Where's that at?
It's from your side, sir.
Yes, share screen.
It's my side. I'm sorry about that. But can you hear also?
Yes, we can. Yeah, we can hear what he's talking about on the background of your device.
I think I need to maybe do some exit somewhere.
I think there's a video playing on the. At the background.
Yeah, I'm trying to get the this thing out.
Okay, I have somebody connected with.
I think it's gone. Is it?
Yes, it's gone now, sir.
Okay, thank you very much.
Oh, sir, sorry to interrupt you, sir. Let me just quickly recognize Wasike. Is connecting with us. Is already at the back of the stage. Sir, I'm so excited to have you here, and let me bring Mr. Senzo also back. Mr. Wasike, I'm not sure if he's a doctor, if he's a professor. Please kindly introduce yourself, sir. Unmute yourself and introduce yourself.
Okay. Yeah, my name is Wasike. I'm from Kenya, Mombasa, the coastal town of Mombasa. I'm a hospitality player, and I currently serve as the team leader of the Africa-Israel Chamber of Commerce in Mombasa. I'm not yet a professor, but one day, God willing. Thank you very much.
All right, thank you very much, sir. We're looking forward to that. Please, when that happens, let us know as well, so that we can also celebrate you on the African Portal. This is the African Portal, where Africa we meet together, where we discuss things that move the continent forward. Sir, you are part of the team that attend the summit in Israel. Tell us your experience and what do you think that Africa needs to do for us to be where God wants us to be? Mr. Wasike, sir.
Sorry. Kindly repeat your question.
All right. What I'm saying is that you attend the summit. Is that correct?
No, I intend to attend for the first time this year.
Okay.
I did miss it the last time.
Oh, all right. Okay. Beautiful. But we have the team that is. We have the team that is giving us the feedback of what happened there, and Professor Joe is part of them, and also I don't know, Bro Senso, is he doctor, is he professor, or is he lawyer? Which one can I use, Bro Senso?
Your brother.
Right.
Brother Senzo, that will be fine.
Okay, all right. Okay, thank you very much, Bro Senso. Thank you so much. All right, they are giving us updates of what happened in Israel, and I'm so excited to let you know that Africa is ready for it, because our leaders already gone out there to see what we can use also that we have already, but we are ignoring them. We are not using them to our own development. So we believe that with this team, there will be change and there will be progress in Africa. So let's continue listening to Professor Ojo, as Professor Ojo is giving us the way forward on what's have happened in Israel and the way forward for Africa, what Africa needs to learn, and how we need to partner with Israel for us also to be one of the great continents of this world. All right, Professor Ojo, up to you, sir.
Yeah, I was emphasizing the point that we as Africans need to take responsibility to provide African solution to African problem. I was saying nobody outside Africa can be depended upon to do it for us. And the why we've seen so much in Israel, every problem is context defined, and so must be the solution provisioning. Now, we learn the fact that the solution provided by the Israelis, be it technology or whatever form it is, in different sectors, they look critically at the problem as it is in Israel. Though there may be something universal, but there are a lot of particularities in the African context that we need to address, in which case we need to think of how appropriately we can adapt whatever we learn into our own context, having clarity of our problem, having clear understanding of our context of solution, and make sure that whatever solution we provide is very appropriate. Then as I mentioned earlier, security issue has been quite challenging in Africa. If I take Nigeria, for example, where recently they call a group of many young men, they call them bandits, who can just wake up like demons and start rampaging around. Even they are so strong, they could kill military officers. And recently they rounded them up, about thousands of them now, just a matter of a few days ago. And I was communicating to one of us, why don't they create a camp where they could channel this vibrant energy of these youths, negative energy they have, channel it positively to maybe create agricultural camps, agricultural settlements for them, so that they contribute to food security in Africa, as we have in Israel. There's abundance of food. Food security is not their problem there. So, and it's important that we learn that from there, commitment to solve our own problem, and then don't be looking across our soldier, what is solution we can get somewhere else. For every solution we get, we must prepare to adapt it with clear understanding of our needs. Further, we see the need to have political leadership to create conducive environment where all these things can take place. You see what our leader called the innovation hub there, what they call their startup central, is a place where they create an environment. You have an idea, target to solving a problem. Come up with your idea. We'll create a conducive environment, structural environment for you to ideate further and translate your idea into concrete solution to a particular problem. And they attract thousands, youths mainly, who have ideas and they are able to do that. I know in places like South Africa, we have innovation hubs and thereabout. There's a need to encourage that for us to be able to plow what we've learned there into this place, creating centers where our youths who have ideas can turn these ideas into concrete solutions to different problems staring our faces. Maybe let me just stop at that for now. Yeah.
All right. Thank you very much, sir. Brosenso, I see you are nodding your head and you agree with what Professor Ojo is saying. Let's quickly talk about your own view and what Africa is going to get, because you see, I'm going to hold all the team accountable for this, in the sense that the summit is already here. We're already back in Africa. In the next couple of weeks, we want to see the line of action. We want to see that what we are talking about Israel, we are seeing the symptom of it happening in our community, in our society, in Africa. So, Brosenso, please, what do you think that is going to be the way forward? And how are we going to apply things that we've learned in Israel to our own problem in Africa by using Afrocentric way to solve our problem?
Yes, thank you so much. First of all, I think I want to comment on the importance of us continuing to have a relationship with Israel. One of the things that I observed is their unique ecosystem that I believe the Africans can learn a lot out of Israel. Besides them being a well-organized community, but they are also very strong on your research and development capabilities. And I believe that Africa can learn a lot from the Israelis. They are also very highly innovative society, which makes them to be able really to be a productive society. And I believe that those are some of the things. They are also very good in their youth development. I mean, in Israel, by the time an Israeli is 30 years old, already has been an MD of a company. You know, they give them opportunities. They believe in their youth. And by the way, their economy is very flexible, you know, and very creative. And I think these are the things that Africa can be able to learn from Israel and partner from Israel. And I think at the same time, they are also a very educated and skilled, you know, society, which are some of the things that I believe, you know, if we partner with Israel, we can be able to learn a lot from them. So, you know, besides the fact that they really recognize, they look forward, they are going out. As I've said, they are not waiting. I mean, we're still planning. They are not waiting. They want to be in Africa, and so I really believe that we need to take that opportunity. They are growing, very fast growing economy. You know, if you look at their economic figures, Israel is able, they are agile. I mean, when they've got problems, we were amazed by the fact that even though they also experienced COVID-19, but you know, their figures in the economy, they are showing that they've been growing even during that time. It's amazing. I mean, many nations have been struggling during that times because of how agile and how creative the economy is. And these are the things that I think Africa, you know, has got a partner that is willing to share all of these. And I think one of the things, you know, as we were discussing with their businesses, is that they were even you know, willing to also explore issues of funding and all of those things, which are difficult in Africa. And so I believe that you know, Israel is really a partner that we should look for and work together. But I think, you know, Pastor Shagan has shared a lot about what we are looking forward, you know, through our chambers, Africa Israeli Chamber, through our community development projects, your Africa agency. And so there is really something that we are preparing already, that we are seeing in the pipeline, that we think it will develop over a period of time.
All right. All right. Thank you very much, Mr. Senzo. Thank you so much. I really appreciate you for that. You mentioned something that I want us to quickly look into, and it's very important that we talk about it. You say they believe so much in their youth. Let's look at Africa. One of the challenges and one of the things that is bringing us down is for us to believe in our youth. You can count how many youth of Africa in Israel now that they are doing dirty job in Israel. These are the youth that are supposed to be in Africa, using their wisdom, their sense, their brain, their energy to better this continent. But unfortunately for us, they are out there using their energy to contribute to the economy of Israel. What do you think we can do to create a kind of atmosphere that the youth will also believe in Africa, stay back in Africa, and use their talent to develop Africa?
Yes, I think in the first place, we need to acknowledge that a nation, and I mean, if Africa is not going to be investing in their youth, really, we do not have a bright future. And therefore, our youth really are our future. That is the first thing that Africa needs to recognize. But also, I think we need to recognize that the youth also can come up with solutions. They have good ideas, they have got fresh ideas, and therefore there needs to be, you know, processes of trying to unlock value out of by involving them, and you know, and making sure that they have opportunities. And I believe Africa is awakening to this issue as we continue to connect with other nations. But yeah, we need to develop, we need to grow on it, and I don't see any other way really as Africa without involving our youth. We need to protect our youth from all sort of challenges that are facing them. There needs to be proper youth programs, that transform youth, into useful people, entrepreneurial kind of programs that I think we need to look at as Africa. So yeah, we're very excited at what we have seen. I mean, Tech Central was one of the eye opener for us, where youth are just given an opportunity to explore, and companies and explore technology. Youth is very easy on technology, and therefore Israel really has seen an opportunity there to give them an opportunity. Some of them, they become millionaires because they are able to explore, these gadgets and turn them useful, and basically create companies and sell them. This is I think a very interesting concept that they are using there, which I believe we need to follow through on it as Africa.
All right. One of the problem that we have in Africa, and this is one of the things that the youth say, there's a lack of fund. I mean, you have an idea, you are so creative, you come up with an idea, but lack of fund and lack of support. Is this, the group that go to Isreal, this African Summit group, is there anything you are doing to empowering the youth for them to have access to fund, for them to be able to also develop something or an idea that they have? Is there anything that this team is doing to address that?
Professor Ojo, you want to take it?
Well, for now, we do not have anything like that as a group. But from what we have learned through our African Israeli Chamber of Commerce, we can link up with various organizations in different parts of Africa, where we could propose this to them. In fact, before we left, we were engaging some state governments in Nigeria, even to the extent that we want them to send some delegates to come. They couldn't make it. So we have in mind to engage some governments and make some proposal to them on how the empowerment of youths to be able to release their potential. We could create a platform for that. As I cited, in the case of youths who have given themselves up to be bandits in the country, why don't you set up some farm settlements where all that they need are provided there, and they are in return producing food for their nation, rather than going to the kind of security threat activities that they are carrying out there. So we don't have something on ground now, but it's in the pipeline for us to engage some governments and make proposals to them.
All right. Thank you very much, sir, for that response. I really appreciate that. So that will be an assignment for the next meeting. I believe that you need to introduce that as well to part of the things that needs to be addressed. Because when we're talking about, I hear Bro Senso say that in Israel, by the age of 30, you're already CEO of an organization. And you imagine in Africa, there is a system that designed that even when you are 60, they are still doubting you. They don't want you to to sit or to share a company. So those are the things that I think we also need to introduce to our community as well. Believing in our youth and also empowering our youth, making fund available for them to be able to develop their ideas, because those are the things that they do in their own countries that is working for them and make them to be top of the game. So these are the things that I believe that we can also work on in times to come. And at the same time, I really want to appreciate every one of you connecting to this program in Kenya, in South Africa, in America, in England, in Nigeria. I really appreciate every one of you. Keep sharing it, keep talking about it. This is the African Portal, where we discuss issues that have to do with Africa. And I have in the house the knowledgeable and the great leader of our community and our society with us on the African Portal, giving you the report of what happened in last summit in Israel. And I'm so excited about it that there are so much of things unfold on this conversation this hour, and I believe that this is gaining momentum on our social space as well. All right, Professor, so let's quickly follow up with something you mentioned earlier on, and that is that Africa needs to continue the relationship with Israel, because there is so much in it for us. All right, please, what do you think that we need to do in the next coming event? Should we take this summit, the coming one, back to Israel, or should we host it here in Africa? Or what do you think we need to do for that relationship to continue? Should this be something we'll be doing every 2 years, or should this be something that we need to be communicating every now and then?
Yes, yes. As a strategic position of the African Leadership Summit, we have chosen to have this summit after every 2 years in Israel. Because of the need to develop this relationship from our side. But I think the way in which it is generating, it is clear that at some point in time we may have to think about also, having it in Africa and invite Israel to come to Africa. And we believe that, as our relationships grow, they need to do that. I mean, I believe it's something good to return, and show our appreciation to what they are doing. So I think, as a team, we will have to think about those things and the timing of it. But at this point in time, this is how we have decided, in building this relationship, that after every second year we would be in Israel, and this is what our members should be looking at, and the possible delegates should look at in the coming 2025. This is what we're now starting to think about, to again ascend to Israel, to Jerusalem.
All right. Thank you very much, sir. And that have answered the question: what are your plan to and what are you planning to do differently this time? So what you are planning to do differently this time is to make sure that the delegates also came here in Africa, sit down with Africa, look at Africa, go around Africa, and also pick what they also needs to invest on in Africa. They already been doing it already, but we need more of that. All right. What is there for Africa is the last question on the line. What is there for Africa? And this is going to be thrown open to everyone that is connecting. You can send your question, and at the same time, you can connect with us. You can come here +27 703 3584. You can join the conversation in the studio, and you can also let's talk about it. If you want to call, you can call the studio directly +27 703 3584. What is there for Africa? We're talking about the summit. The summit is already come and go, and we have already learned so much, and we are planning on way forward. But let's look at inward, and let's look at Africa. What do we need to do to make sure that some of the problem that we are facing in Africa because something of history? What do we need to do politically? What do we need to do? religion-wise, what do we need to do? Because these are the tools they are using to bring more problem to Africa. The area of religion, the politics, divide and rule system. So how can we get rid of all these things? Even though we have religion, we have ethnicity, we have our borders and stuff like that. But how can we unite together to come up with solution within the Africa and to grow our economy to the level that we also will compete with the so-called civilized or great country of the world? I throw that question to Professor Ujo. What do we need to do from here?
Okay, yeah, it's good that you mentioned some aspects, areas that we need to do something. Let me start with the religion. You know, we say we are Christians, you know, we have so many other beliefs in here and there. You know, a situation that our religion is focused on miracle that God can do, rather than looking into what God has already given to us as capability to do things and show God's glory from there. A situation where you have some ministers or pastors assuring that their members that they can have money in their account for which they didn't work. I think it's a bastardization of our faith, looking for miracle when God has already provided us capability to work. So that mindset, that orientation has to go. The Israelis, they are very zealous, you know, when it comes to matter of Judaism and thereabout. But they use their intellect, their ability God has already given to solve their problem. They don't ask God for miracle when there's no need for that. Secondly, we need to look beyond our ethnicity, things that divide us. We need to de-emphasize them. We should remember that diversity could be exploited to advance solutions to our problems, where we synergize strength here, complementing weakness there. We can do that way. There were issue of the artificial border boundary that we have in Africa that limit free movement of professional in particular. I'm not saying that you open the border to just anybody to cross border and creating problems here and there. But where we have professionals, people who have something to offer, I think we need to break down this artificial boundary. It's gladdening to hear the foreign minister of Kenya, you know, declaring that, you know, anybody who carry African passport can freely come to Kenya, get their visa at the border, and then do what they need to do. So with the free African free trade zone that we have created, I think it's an opportunity for us to see how we can exploit this, where there are a lot more intra-Africa engagement, movement of human capital, to where there's strength of that, you could complement where there's weakness in that particular area. Lastly, our political leadership needs to get a different orientation. They need to create conducive socio-economic environment where the various potentials that our youths, professionals, and others have can fructify, can be allowed to grow, to be exploited, to solve our problems. This is very, very important. And our youth, very, very cardinal about this. If you are aware, we are the youngest population in the world, where we have over 60% of our population being youth. So we need to turn this demographic dividend into concrete achievement, utilizing our youth, having created a socio-economically conducive environment for them to use their energy positively to provide solutions to African problems.
All right, thank you very much, sir. That is lovely. That is lovely. I don't know if Bro Senzo, if you want to have something to that before we say goodbye. We are tidying up now. We are putting everything together. I don't know, maybe you have something to say on that.
Yes, thank you so much. I think I agree 100% with Professor Ojo. And I think from my side, I would emphasize on the issues of leadership, and I think it is very now clear that people tend to be like their leaders, and therefore I think we need to take the issues of leadership as Africa very serious, and we need to invest in leadership. We need to, as Professor Ojo have said, open the borders. I mean, we need to make sure that we also look at the diaspora. We have many Africans that are in the diaspora, and we need to make sure that we do not lose all of the experiences that they have. We make it possible for them to be able to contribute to the development of Africa. But what God has given us more than anything else is ourselves as people. And I think Africa still needs to learn to invest on its people. This is one of the things that we have seen as we were traveling, in Israel. Their most an important aspect is their people. So I think if Africa can start to realize how important are their people, I think we can move, we can go somewhere. But also we need to believe, as we have been saying, in the African solutions to African problems. I mean, we don't have to, going around with the begging bowl every time we go. We ask for favors. We should be able to learn, from other nations, but we need to believe in our solutions. We need to believe in God. I think this is very much important. God has created us. God has given us the resources. God has given us our nations. We need to acknowledge that, and we need to be good stewards of what we have been given as the nations. Absolutely, I agree with Professor Ojo. Youth, as we have said, is our future. We need to make sure that we invest in the youth. I think we've explored this matter very deeply here. So, in my view, those are some of the things that will make Africa to move forward and to take the opportunity. I believe all of us now will realize that in this new season, everyone is looking at Africa. We can see that the world is opening up again for Africa. Everyone is looking to see what Africa has got to provide. I think this is the opportunity really to rise up to the occasion as Africa, and moving with the partners, as we have spoken. We spoke about Israel, those that believe in us, those that do not look at us as junior, and deserve it to be plundered, but those that see, future prospects of moving forward with Africa. Thank you.
All right, thank you very, very much. That is a lovely one. And to everyone listening to us, Africa is our business. And for Africa to be a great continent is now in our hand. You cannot blame anybody for downfall of this continent. The solution to Africa lies within Africa. So we cannot keep on looking outside and believing that anybody is coming outside to come and solve African problem. That will not be possible. In Mali, in Sudan, in all over Africa, it's time for us to rise and take our own future serious. It's time for us to see that this continent is blessed with so many things. Imagine what is happening currently in Niger. Look at the Niger as a country and look at the blessing of God in Niger. And this is the blessing that a country somewhere is using to make their whole life beautiful. And the owner of this, they don't even know what they have. And their country look tattered. Their country is like a desert. And the country that is tapping from the source that for the blessing of God, they look so beautiful. Look at France. Look at Paris. See how beautiful is Paris. Can we get a city like Paris in Africa? Is it possible for Niger to look like Paris? It's very possible, because what made Paris to be Paris today is lie here in Niger. So let Africa look inwardly. It's not about war. It's not about fight. It's not about us divide. What unites us is stronger than what is dividing us. And the tactic they are using is to divide them, to rule them. Until when we unite ourselves, that is when we're going to move forward. Let's work towards the unity. Let Africa come together to solve our problem with ourselves. Stop all this. What is dividing us is a tactics, is a system, is what they design around us to make sure that we are keep on falling. Let's come together. We are all one nation. We are all one continent. Let us solve our problem by ourselves. American citizens remain in America to build their own country, even though there are a lot of foreigners in America that build the American economy. We can also do the same as well. Let them travel down to Africa. Let's stop making African travel to them. Let Africa remain in Africa. Let them be the one coming here to use their wisdom to build our continent. Enough of Africa die on the Mediterranean. Enough of using the religion to rob the people. Religion is not solving the problem. The religion leaders in Africa are as politicians. The religion leaders are part of the problem, and it's time for us to shine away from religion. Let's use the God-given talent. Let's use what God have given to us. Miracle is good, but we don't need miracle again in Africa. We need to use what God have given to us to develop ourselves. We have everything that it takes, but we need to use our common sense as well. In the place of common sense, prayer is not needed. Let's rather use our common sense instead of prayer. We pray so much and our country is in disarray. There are so many churches in Africa and still Africa is still backward. Can we say that there's a problem in the church? No, there's no problem with the church. There's a problem with us that is in the church because we are not using our common sense. So let's use our common sense to solve our problem. We cannot afford to continue die on the Mediterranean. Thousands of Africa citizens die on the Mediterranean on a daily basis, and African leaders do nothing about it. And this is the only place where we can talk about it and find solution. We are not going to do the talking alone. We're going to also talk and do. We are talk and do. And I want to sincerely appreciate Professor Olusegun Ojo for the great job that you are doing in Africa. Is one of the great leaders working with British Council as well to get Africa to some level whereby we will be able to get it right. So, so let me let you speak a bit about that, just 2 minutes about that, so that we will also get an idea of your contribution to this great continent, Africa.
Okay, thank you very much. Just in a nutshell, I'm leading a project involving my counterparts in Kisii University in Kenya, Ladoke Akintola University in Nigeria, Durban University of Technology in South Africa, and a ecosystem player we call Innovate Durban, as well as the Sheffield Island University in the UK, through Innovation for African University program of the British Council. We are currently developing some solution that addresses the climate change challenge crisis in Africa, as well as youth unemployment. We are at the stage now where we develop a curriculum that we making available to various higher education institutions in Africa that will enable our graduates to come out more entrepreneurial, and then for them to be more aware of the effect of their activity on the environment, and then again be able to exploit what's available in the green and blue economy, which is very undertapped in the African context. So the project being funded by the British Council, and then we have pulled ourselves together as Africans to provide African solutions to African problem in that particular regard. That's about the project that we are working on. Yeah.
All right, thank you very, very much, sir. And I believe that that is a right project in the right direction. So Africa, please, is in our hand now. Let's look inwardly. Let's solve our problem within ourselves. I want to sincerely say thank you to all the Africa Leadership Summit, all the leaders that attend that summit in Israel. Thank you very, very much for the great sacrifice and for your contribution to make sure that this continent become a great continent. And Africa, watch out for the African Leadership Summit crew, as they will be unfold some of the things they've learned, and they will be bringing the progress out of this continent, using our own mineral resources to better the life of ordinary people in Africa. All right, Bro Senso, I'm so excited to have you on this broadcast, and I'm so excited about your contribution to this conversation. Thank you very much for the pleasure of your time. Thank you for coming out to be part of this great time. In times to come, I'm going to give you more time so that we'll be able to know deeply of what you also do and your whole little way to bring solution to some of the problem we are facing in Africa. I just want you to give us a round-up message to Africa and to the youth out there.
Thank you very much. Again, I think we want to thank the Lord for giving us the opportunity to be on this program. We thank the Lord for the opportunity to have the relations that we have. And we are saying to the youth, we have you in our mind, we have you in our hearts. As we go out to look for the opportunities, we want the youth also to connect with us. We want the youth to know that there is a future for the youth in Africa. Yes, and therefore we really want the youth to be part of this. Next time when we come to talk to you, we will be having programs. We will be having, action plans for the participation of youth in this. And thank you very much for raising the questions that you have raised. They are very important, and you have challenged us. We will definitely do it. And yes, that is my parting shot. Thank you so much.
All right, thank you very much, sir. Thank you very much, sir. Bro Senso, before I let you go, let me allow you to give us a kind of background of what you do and who you are within the community.
Yes, so I am part of the organizing committee for the Africa Leadership Summit, and I'm also the regional director coordinating for the ALS Southern Africa. My background is in administration and government. That is where I come from, and I'm very much excited to be invited today. Thank you.
All right, thank you very, very much. And I believe your knowledge and your professionalism is also needed as we are going in this journey together. All right, thank you for coming out to be part of this conversation.
Thanks.
You want to say something?
Thank you.
All right, thank you, and God bless you. All right, Professor Ojo, let me let you be the one that we, because thanks to those of you that you don't understand Yoruba. So, sir, let me allow you to round up this section, and I believe that in times to come, I'm going to bring you back, like I've already put it upon ourselves, that we are going to be having the leaders like you. I mean, over 70, we need a lot from you. It's time for us to start tapping from your knowledge and from your experience. So, sir, let me allow you to also give a golden word to Africa and to the youth out there.
A golden word. One, I think we should turn what we often called brain drain to brain gain, in line with what Brassenso said about our diaspora. So many Africans are outside Africa now, and we cry that our brain of our professionals are drained elsewhere. But as they drain out, we have gained so much that African government should have the deliberate program of tapping into the diaspora, to advance African development agenda. So turning brain drain to brain gain. Secondly, we need to pay a lot of emphasis on our. Okay, you are back?
Yes, sir, you can continue, sir. We are just standing at the back to make sure that we listen to what you are saying.
Okay, so
yes,
we
sir.
need to play a great premium upon development of our youths, because that's really where our future lies. Where we are seeing them having negative energy, let's see how we channel it for them to be developed, to release their potential positively, to contribute to the development of Africa. Our political leadership should create more conducive environment so that what we are able to do in diaspora, because there's a conducive environment created by the government where we are in the environment, we can do the same thing in Africa. So it's very, very important that the importance of the conducive socio-economic and political leadership environment, to we being able to achieve what we want to achieve in Africa. Lastly, the Africa problem or challenges has particularities of African context. We must provide appropriate and relevant solution to African problem rather than seeking for borrowed solution, what you call model mismatch that will complicate, our situation. And we have opportunity with partnering with Israel, drawing from what God has enabled them to do, adapted well into our context to advance our development agenda. Thank you.
All right. Thank you very, very much, sir. I really appreciate that. And I really, really thank you for coming out to be part of this conversation. I'm so excited that we have great leader like you in our community, in our society, that can also see that thing is going well. The Yoruba adage say that a leader cannot be in the market and see the head of the child being upside down, and you are one of the leaders that is making sure that the head is putting well at the back of the mother. And I really appreciate the great work that you are doing in this continent of Africa, as we are looking forward to always bringing you on the spotlight for us to have conversation. I want to sincerely thank Mary Bowman all the way from Jamaica. These are the Africa in diaspora. One of the things that we do on the Africa portal is to make sure that we put the Africa in diaspora back to Africa to showcase the great continent to them as well. And I want to say thank you very much, Mary Bowman, for joining us. I really appreciate it. And God bless you for joining us. Keep watching it, keep sharing it. Together we can do it. And Brassenso, thank you also for coming out to be part of this conversation for today. I really, really, really appreciate the great work that you are doing. And I'm looking forward to see you again, especially see the team getting ready for 2025 and the progress that is going to emerge. So thank you very much, sir. I really appreciate both of you coming out, and to Pastor Shegolani Pekon, the man behind the vision. Pastor Shego, thank you very, very much. I really appreciate it. And congratulations to everyone that attended the event. It's a successful one, and I believe there is so much progress that is going to come out of this to this great continent, Africa. God bless Africa. But remember, we are not Africa because we are born in Africa. We are Africa because Africa is born in us. Like I used to say, wear Africa, eat Africa, pick Africa. That is the solution to the problem. Wear Africa, eat Africa, speak Africa. Yeah. And that will be the great thing. That is the target of the next generation. They want to take away our language. They want to take away our fashion. They want to take away our food. Let's keep those. Don't let it low. God bless you. Speak your language to your child. That is the way to keep your language alive. Keep watching it. Keep sharing it. It's the African Portal Radio TV International, where everyone is important. God bless you. Thank you so much, Bro Senso, for coming out. I really appreciate it. God bless you. Have a great evening and enjoy the rest of your day. And to Professor Ojo, thank you very much, sir. I really, really, really appreciate you. God bless you. Keep watching it, keep sharing it. We are still live and direct on the African Portal Radio TV International. There's still a lot of things coming up on the African Portal, but we are still with one of our very own in the studio that we are rolling this together, and it's going to be a beautiful one. I have a few minutes to round up this section, and I will see you again by the grace of God tomorrow. We have a lot of program coming up. You keep watching the African Portal, keep sharing it, keep talking about it, and keep talking about the great thing that is happening in Africa. Talk good of Africa and stop saying bad thing about Africa. When you wake up in the morning, say God bless Africa, and God will bless this continent. Thank you very much. Enjoy the rest of your day. It's goodbye from here, and enjoy the rest of your day. Thank you very much, sir, and God bless you. All right, to everyone joining us, I really, really appreciate it. This is where we're going to be drawing the curtain for this program. But before I say goodbye to everyone, let me quickly give you some of the updates of what is coming on the African Portal that you need to know about. We have some of the companies, and some people also give us some information they want us to put on the spotlight. And I'm going to do that right away on the African Portal as we are stepping out of this program this hour. I'm going to be putting on the spotlight some of the things that you need to know about the African Portal. But before that, enjoy this music. I'll see you soon before we connect back to continue with the conversation and giving you some of the updates of what is coming in Africa and what we have for you in on this program, the African Portal Radio TV International. Please keep watching it, keep talking about it. Let this go viral. Let's hear this before I say goodbye to you.
Your Excellencies, I'd like to bring with me
Life is like a teacher, oh. Life is like a teacher, oh. Now we be the student, yo. We must surely learn, oh. Life is like a teacher, oh. Life is like a teacher, oh. Now we be the student, yo. We must surely learn, oh. Ile aye, oh, ile aye, oh, it's full of ups and downs. Ile aye, oh, it's full of ups and downs. Yeah, ile aye, oh. Inside this life, there are good and bad people. Some just hate to see you smile, even hate you pass. Not be everybody you see, you tell about your progress. Hey, some go help you before your back, they want you down for. Some go hail you sọ́nà tálẹ̀ ìgbà tálẹ̀ fi táyé lọ́rùn o. Kòkòrò tó ń jẹ̀fọ́ ìdí ẹ̀fọ́ ló wà.
All right, that is our contribution to the youth of this generation, and we intentionally put that on the spotlight as we are talking about the empowering the youth, and that is our own little way to empower our youth. Okay, that music is out and is put together by one of our very own in the studio. All right, with that, let me start giving you the update of what we have for you. Remember, the weekend is going to be full of celebration. Isreal Heritage Day is going to be on the spotlight, and it's going to be great time. I'm inviting every one of you, no matter the country you reside. Let's meet at Victoria, just opposite Sheraton Hotel, this Saturday, 2nd of September. Isreal Heritage Day is going to be a great time. I'm looking forward to have you there, and please be there as well. And at the same time, in Nigeria, it's going to be a great time. Double Chief Akin Williams is giving us this privilege to put this on the spotlight. And I'm using this time to invite everyone to this great program that is coming up. It's a celebration galore, and that is from the palace of the Iyemogo Ijesha Kingdom, Osun State. The quarterly invite everyone to the confirmation and installation of the Are Asiwaju of Iyemogo, that is Double Chief Akin Williams, by our father, Dr. Ambassador Oba Olamileko Johnson, Aremo Fayemi Ilufemiloye 1. It's going to be a great time. We are waiting for you to be part of that great celebration. The African Portal will be there live and direct, that we are going to be broadcasting from the venue. Please be there. If you want a special invitation, you can as well speak to us or call me on +277033584. And everybody, please be there. Let's celebrate these great leaders, and let's be part of that great celebration. Ojú òní tiwa ìbàjẹ́ òní bá wa ní rí gbé sọnù bí ó ṣe bí ọmọ lágbára Èdùmàrè. Látàárọ̀ náà ni mo ti ń ṣèbò bí àjàkàrà. Ẹ wò, ẹ jẹ́ padà sórí agbágbé ètò ká máa dábòlẹ̀ kó máa dún kó máa dùn kó máa dúdú. Ẹ káàbọ̀ sójú òpó ètò nílẹ̀ Yorùbá. Mo kí yín mo nà yín lọ́gọ̀ ẹnu, mo kọ́kùnrin mo kóbìnrin mo kọ́mọdé mo kágbà mo káṣán dì í, mo kí gbogbo ẹ̀yin ládéládé, mo kí gbólóyè lóyè, mo kí gbogbo ẹ̀yọ̀ tọ̀ kúlùdù pátápátá. Mo kẹ́ ń tájọ́ ń ṣe tó fi ń dún tó fi ń dùn tó fi ń dùn, mo kí yín mo nà yín lọ́gọ̀ ẹnu. Ẹ kúrò lẹ́ẹ̀ka lẹ́ẹ̀kú gbogbo tó bá bọ́ sí lọ́dọ̀ yín. Ẹ wò, Double Chief náà gbéṣẹ́ ńlẹ́yẹ ilé lọ́wọ́ náà ní kí n máa kéde ẹ̀ fún gbogbo aráyé pátápátá wípé lọ́jọ́ sátidé yìí náà ni ìwúyè ẹni wọ́n jáwé àkókò lé Double Chief Akin Williams lórí nílùú Ìyèmọ̀gún bíi ààrẹ aṣíwájú of Ìyèmọ̀gún látọwọ́ bàbá wa ọba Ambassador Olamilekan Johnson Aremo Fayemi. Ẹ wò ó, yóò dùn gbọ́ngbọ́n yóò kàn sí alárè ó jẹ̀gbá ń bẹ̀ nǹkan ó gbé nǹkan anú ń bẹ̀. Mo pè yín lọ́kùnrin, mo pè yín lóbìnrin, mo pè yín lọ́mọdé, mo pè yín lágbà. Ẹ jẹ́ àjọ pàdé ń bẹ̀, ẹ jẹ́ àjọ pàdé ń bẹ̀ kẹ́ ẹ jẹ́ kájọ ṣe dí African Portal wà ń bẹ̀ náà pẹ̀lú tájọ mọ̀ ṣe kòǹkárí rẹ̀ náà pẹ̀lú. Kì í ṣe Double Chief nìkan ni wọ́n jáwé àkókò lé lórí lọ́jọ́ ọ̀hún. Èrò pọ̀ tí wọ́n jáwé àkókò lé lórí. Ìyàwó Chief Fọláṣadé Ẹnìtàn Ọláṣọpẹ́, àwọn náà ni wọ́n ti máa jáwé kòkó lé lórí bíi Èrèlú ìlú Ìyèmọ̀gún nípínlẹ̀ Ọ̀ṣun. Ẹ wò ó, gbogbo ọmọ Ìyèmọ̀gún pátápátá ni mò ń pè lọ́tún lósì níwájú lẹ́yìn pé ẹ jẹ́ pàdé jọ sátidé yìí, yóò dùn gbọ́ngbọ́n yóò kàn sí alárè ó jẹ̀gbá, nǹkan ó gbé nǹkan anú ń bẹ̀. The African Portal ó wà ń bẹ̀ tájọ mọ lẹ̀pọ̀ tájọ mọ jùpọ̀ tájọ mọ mìpọ̀ tí gbogbo ó mọ dún tí ó mọ dùn tí ó mọ dùn. Ẹ wò ó, olórin ọjọ́ náà wọ́n ní pé Queen of Music Jẹ̀bútú Olúṣọlá Rachel náà ni ó mọ fi gbogbo ẹ̀ ni ó mọ rò pọ̀. Aṣọ tẹ́ wọ̀ wá, wọ́n ní aṣọ funfun àti aláwọ̀ góòdù náà ni kí ẹ wọ̀ wá. Ìyá wa ló ń pe gbogbo èèyàn sí ayẹyẹ ìwúyè wọn, Chief Fọláṣadé Ẹnìtàn Ọláṣọpẹ́ bíi Èrèlú Ìyèmọ̀gún Kingdom náà ni wọ́n ń pè yín. Ẹ jẹ́ pàdé ń bẹ̀, yóò dùn gbọ́ngbọ́n yóò kàn sí i. Ṣùgbọ́n lọ́jọ́ Friday, ètò pàtàkì kan ń bọ̀ ńjọ́ Friday kó tó di ọjọ́ Sátidé. Kábíyèsí náà ní kí n máa kéde rẹ̀ fún gbogbo aráyé. Àwọn èèyàn pàtàkì náà ni wọ́n fi joyè ní ọjọ́ náà pẹ̀lú. Lára wọn náà ni ìyá wa Olúwakẹ́mi Rúùtù Òṣìkọ̀yà. Àwọn náà wà lára àwọn tí wọ́n ó joyè ní ọjọ́ náà pẹ̀lú. Èrò pọ̀ tí ó joyè lọ́jọ́ Friday, ṣùgbọ́n ẹ jẹ́ n fàsìkò yìí kí n máa pe gbogbo èèyàn níwájú lẹ́yìn lọ́tún lọ́sì kí n máa fi àsìkò yìí sọ fún yín wípé a fi àsìkò yìí pè yín sí ìwúyè ní ìlú Ìlá Ìjẹ̀ṣà. Ọ̀túnba Atáyéṣe of Ìlá Ìjẹ̀ṣà náà ń pe gbogbo wa. Ọlágòkè Moses Ọládòṣù àwọn náà ń pè wá lábẹ́ kábíyèsí kábíyèsí ńlá. Àwọn èèyàn pàtàkì náà ni kábíyèsí ó mọ̀ jáwé àkókò lé lórí lọ́jọ́ náà pẹ̀lú. So gbogbo èyí tẹ́ ń gbọ́ wá ní gbogbo àgbáńlá ayé pátápátá náà là ń pè pé ẹtúyáyá ẹjẹ́ àpàdé ńbẹ̀ ẹ wò ó yóò dùn gbọ́ngbọ́n yóò kàn sí i alárè ó jẹ̀gbá nǹkan ó gbé nǹkan kanú ń bẹ̀. Gbogbo ọmọdé àgbà ọkùnrin obìnrin àti gbogbo èyí tí ń gbọ́ ní gbogbo àgbáláyé òun náà là ń pè sí ibẹ̀ náà pẹ̀lú. Wọ́n ní lọ́jọ́ òun pé kábíyèsí ní ká máa kéde rẹ̀ HRM ọba Ọ̀járọ̀tadé Adéwálé àwọn náà ni wọ́n ní ká máa pe gbogbo ọmọ ìlú pátápátá wá sí ibi ayẹyẹ yìí. Chief Ọlágòkè Moses Ọládòṣù, the Ọ̀túnba Atáyéṣe of Ìlá Ìjẹ̀ṣà Kingdom, Ọ̀ṣun State. Queen Dr. Olúwakẹ́mi Ruth Òṣìkọ̀yà, the Yèyé Aṣíwájú of Ìlá Ìjẹ̀ṣà Kingdom, Ọ̀ṣun State. Madam Àjàkáyé Bukola Adeniyi, the Yèyé Dọ̀fin of Ìlá Ìjẹ̀ṣà Kingdom, Ọ̀ṣun State, by His Excellency Ọba Ọ̀járọ̀tadé Adéwálé Àlá of Ìlá Ìjẹ̀ṣà Land, Ọ̀ṣun State. Àwọn náà ni wọ́n ń kí gbogbo yín tó sì ń pè wá sí ibi ìwúyè náà pẹ̀lú. Lọ́jọ́ Friday ni lọ́jọ́ kìíní oṣù kẹsàn-án yìí náà ni the African Portal náà wà ń bẹ̀ tájọ́ máa ṣe kòǹkárí ẹ̀ tí ó máa là gbẹ́gbẹ́gbẹ́ tí ó máa là gbẹ́gbẹ́gbẹ́ tí ó máa là pẹ́rẹ́gẹ́dẹ́. Ẹ jẹ́ àpàdé ńbẹ̀. Ẹ wò ó Double Chief Akin Williams náà ní kí n máa kéde ẹ̀ fún gbogbo aráyé. Àwọn náà gbéṣẹ́ lẹ́yẹ lé lọ́wọ́. Àná ní kí n máa kéde ẹ̀ kí n sì máa wí fún gbogbo àgbáńláyé pátápátá wípé yóò dùn gbọ́ngbọ́n yóò kàn sí kí tó máa kó lójú òpó ètò. To everyone listening to us, I'm also using this time to also invite everyone. It's coming up. It's going to be a great time. One of our very own is going to make it happen here in South Africa. So I'm using this time to also invite you. As you can see on the screen, it's going to be a great time in South Africa. Please watch out for it. Let's meet there. Let it happen. And the African Portal is going to be partnered with this great team that we are going to be doing it together. Festival of Nigeria is putting together with by one of our very own, and I'm inviting every one of you to be part of it. It's coming up on the 16th of October 2023 from 10 o'clock in the morning. And to get your ticket, please buy a ticket on Tickets Pro or on the WhatsApp number +27649155432. Please call them. It's already in the screen and it's already gaining momentum on the African Portal. Thank you very much, everyone. I really appreciate it. This is where I'm going to be drawing the curtain for today, and I'm going to say goodbye to every one of you. But before I say goodbye, I also want to say congratulations to one of our very own. Today is a birthday. Latoya Walker, today is your birthday. We celebrate this special day with you. We wish you long life and prosperity. If you are there, let me see if I can put you on the spotlight so that I can as well say happy birthday to you. So a lot of people are connecting with this. They are talking about it. And I really want to say happy birthday to Latoya Walker. Is one of our very own on the African Portal Radio TV. We celebrate this special day with you. We wish you long life and prosperity. Enjoy the rest of your day. The African Portal, we put it upon ourselves to celebrate this special day with you. Enjoy it and God bless you. With that, enjoy this music that we'll be bringing to your way as we are stepping out of this program this hour. I will see you again by the grace of God tomorrow. Please keep sharing it. Keep talking about it. Let it go viral. The more you share it, the more you give it opportunity to go viral. Keep sharing it. Keep talking about it. We are here together to make it happen. And together we can. I will see you by the grace of God tomorrow. Enjoy it and be blessed. Remember that we have a lot of companies supporting and promoting what we are doing. Friday, we're going to be putting them on the spotlight. Join us on that program as well and be blessed. God bless you really good. I really, really appreciate you connecting to this program. And I say thank you for the pleasure of your time. Enjoy the rest of your day. Enjoy what we are going to be putting on the spotlight on the African Portal Radio as we are stepping out of this program. Enjoy this music. I'm coming back. I have no goal. Just enjoy this. Coming back to you.
Mojo, ọ̀rọ̀ mi dayọ̀ mo dúpẹ́, ẹ̀wẹ̀ rí músẹ́ lẹ́nu mi ọ̀rọ̀ mi jíjó, don't be mistake, èmi mo láyọ̀ tí mo ń yọ̀, ọ̀rọ̀ mi tọ́pẹ́ torí pé ayọ̀ mi ti dé. Mojo, ọ̀rọ̀ mi dayọ̀ mo dúpẹ́, ẹ̀wẹ̀ rí músẹ́ lẹ́nu mi ọ̀rọ̀ mi jíjó, ọ̀rọ̀ mi ti di yọ̀tẹ́. Èmi mo láyọ̀ tí mo ń yọ̀, ọ̀rọ̀ mi tọ́pẹ́ torí pé ayọ̀ mi ti dé. All around me, every time that testimony, ẹ̀rí tí mo rí, ẹ̀rí tó lógo ìyẹn ní tèmi, àwọn tó mọ̀ mí láti ìbẹ̀rẹ̀ wọ́n ń bi mí pé there is something unique that changes me, mi ò dẹ̀ hesitate, àti já wọn sì péré mi ti dé, ẹ̀rí tí mo rí, mi ò dẹ̀ fẹ́kẹ́ yóò mi dùn gan ni, ayọ̀ mi lóde, gbogbo aráyé ẹ wá bá mi yọ̀, mi ò ṣe níjó, nítorí pé ayọ̀ mi ti dé yéyéyé. Ọ̀rọ̀ mi dayọ̀ mo dúpẹ́ o, ọ̀rọ̀ mi máa jíjó o. Èmi mo láyọ̀ tí mo ń yọ̀, ọ̀rọ̀ mi tọ́pẹ́ torí pé ayọ̀ mi ti dé.
There is no place like Nigeria. The energy, the fashion, the food, the music, the culture, the vibe. A taste of Nigeria awaits you at FUN 2023, the Festival of Nigeria, happening on October 14, 2023, in the heart of Johannesburg, South Africa. Get your tickets now.